were too sweet for me until I stumbled along the river and fell in. The snake's back on his feet, walking down the street. He's coming for you, but baby, I'm coming too. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love.
Hello, everybody. It is February 18th, 2024. I am Drew.
And I'm Tara.
This is America's #1 sibling, sports and entertainment, Chicago-based butthole buffoonery. 69 celebrating. It's the wettest podcast around. It is MELLONfights.
Mm-hmm.
It is MELLONfights. That's Tara, I'm gonna get some house stuff out of the way first. Housekeeping is that how they say it?
Housekeeping
Housekeeping
yes,
stuff?
that's how they say it.
Because I keep forgetting. If you guys want to email us, it's MELLONfights, MELLON fights @gmail.com. You can follow us on MELLONfights on TikTok or MELLONfights podcast on Instagram. That's new. I changed that recently. To that.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that.
Most people, no one probably did. No one
I
probably
just
did.
saw
Because
the
you don't
pic,
really see the
thought
name
it was
of stuff.
Andyland.
Yeah. Andyland.
Yeah.
It's not Andyland anymore. Because it really doesn't really have any of my other stuff. It's just Melon's Fights podcast. So we're just gonna have it be that now.
Okay.
So we got that going for us. Email us at it. Send someone else an email and tell them to email us. You know what? Don't even tell someone to listen to our podcast. That's fine. Email someone. It's like, hey, email some questions you would want to ask a podcast, and we'll have them email us. CC us. I don't know. Yeah, CC us. That email, mellonfights at gmail.com, and have them say, hey, what would you ask a podcast? What are some questions you want to ask? And then send it to us, and we'll answer it. That sounds fun. That'd be real.
Whatever the content of the question is, we'll answer it.
We'll answer it. We will answer it. Speaking of, there's something we forgot about in the email last week from Jimmy, and it was 90s stores that are gone. We should have just. I thought about it. I'm like, man, there's not really a list I could do. But is there anything? But we should have talked about it just on the spot. But it was getting so long at that point. Is there like 90s stores that you recall that?
I wrote down a bunch. I actually made a top 5 list.
Oh, you made a top 5. I couldn't come up with. I couldn't even come up with 5 I cared about. That felt 90s to me. I had two that I really remember, and then after that, it's like, man, I wasn't really a mall guy. Well,
I was a mall.
I'm starting to think now. Now as I'm thinking about it, I guess these are considered 90s stores. But let's hear your top 5, and I'll kind of tell you if you missed any that I thought about.
So, number 5 was Sam Goody.
Yeah.
Because that was in the mall, and you would just go and put the headphones on, very similar to this, and you could listen to new albums, and that was always fun.
Sure. I wasn't a big Sam Goody guy. I didn't do a lot of music.
Well, that was the one that was in the West Town Mall.
Yeah.
So that's the one that I would go in. Because I mauled it for sure.
I more or less would go into Best Buy for stuff like that. For music and things of that nature, I would go to Best Buy.
Well, it was cheaper at Best Buy for sure. Sam
But
Goody
I don't think you could listen like at Sam Goody. There might have been.
Yeah, you could.
No,
you definitely
at Best
could.
Buy, I mean. I don't think you could listen.
Oh.
I think you just could buy it. But
yeah, I don't remember. But at Sam Goody, you definitely could throw on those headphones and listen.
Yeah.
Number 4, we didn't technically have this in our mall, but we had it in Greenway Station. Sharper Image.
Oh.
That had seemed so futuristic.
Sure.
There was always some sort of like robot dog, like a high-tech chair you could sit on and try.
Something vibrating. Something that would vibrate you.
Definitely.
Stuff you never ever needed.
No, you never needed.
People buy it on like Amazon now, stuff like that, I feel like.
For sure. But you could like test it all out.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really fun.
Yeah.
This one because it wasn't really mall stores, it was just stores from the 90s. So the number 3 I had was Blockbuster,
Oh,
because going to go get a movie was like
we weren't really.
Friday
Yeah,
nights.
we weren't really
We didn't,
Blockbuster people though.
but yeah,
We just
I mean, I in
local
college.
spot wasn't really a Blockbuster. It was like a.
Okay, so then I'll say Hollywood Video.
Well, there you go. Hollywood Video mix. Yeah,
Hollywood Video.
Blockbuster lasted longer than Hollywood Video.
Yeah.
Into the 2009, they still had Blockbuster. I guess there's technically were a couple for even longer,
But like you'd go and you'd be like, oh, there's the movie, and then you'd be like, shit,
just movie rental.
there's not a movie behind it.
Movie rental.
Because like there was,
yeah,
because there was always a movie behind it, and that's how you know. And sometimes you'd think
right.
the new movie's in, and it wasn't. And then what started happening is they'd have like DVD players, and you didn't have a DVD player yet, and you're like, I need the VHS.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll talk about that
Agent
a little
Us.
bit later.
Agent Us.
Agent Us.
Yeah.
Agent Us?
And
Is that what you're saying?
Aging Us.
Aging Us. What's number 2 for you?
Number 2 was what started out as Contempo Casuals.
What's that?
And then it turned into Wet Seal. It was the spot to get all of your clothes.
Lip gloss? Oh.
No. Clothes. Claire's was like lip gloss. And that still exists. But it had like the cutest, like, I would say it was more like preppy style, but the problem was I was kind of like a chunky kid. Things didn't fit me that well. So
changed.
as much as I know.
I don't mean about you guys, I mean in general, like being a chunker, it's still very hard to find cool clothes.
Yeah.
But
And I like couldn't find anything that really like flattered my
boxy build,
curves.
Your boxy
my
build.
curves. Yeah. My angles.
We're built like the people from what's that game everyone plays? It's like blocks, Minecraft.
Legos.
We're built like our Legos, yeah. But our heads are giant. Like, yeah, we're Lego people.
Yeah. Real broad box.
to the shoulders,
like a box on like a
Except for we're not real hippie though. So, what's your number 1?
My number 1 was KB Toys.
KB Toys is on my list.
It was the spot.
It was
like
KB
you just
Toys.
wanted to play with all the toys. It was like maybe the closest thing we had to Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium.
Yeah, it was better. It was better than Toys R Us is another one. Toys R Us is a real 90s, 80s, 90s store as well. And then they changed it where they changed it later on. Like they moved it out of the mall. They moved it from where it wasn't even at the mall, but they moved it from where it was. Mall. Well, no, originally it was like its own building over by like where like that Home Depot and stuff is. It was over that way.
Yeah.
Off of like Verona Road. They moved it to the mall and it just felt like a Kohl's almost. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And it didn't last long after that. But it was separate from the mall. KB Toys was way better. It was smaller, so it was just wall-to-wall toys.
Yeah. And it's like you just found like the coolest things in there that you just never knew you needed but wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And then like if we were good, like that we would go to KB Toys to pick up a toy.
Yep. Loved
it.
Get like an action figure, or I'd get I'd get like a Dodge Viper model car.
Yeah. I'd probably get Barbies a lot or Polly. Oh, I got many a Polly Pockets there.
I got a lot of Batman toys there. I was big into Batman toys. So for me, KB Toys was unequivocally my 90s store, but I also was Borders Books was good. Really was a fan of Borders Books. There's another bookstore that was in the mall. I can't think what it was called. It was like a name. Walden Books. I was more of a Walden Books guy.
Mm-hmm.
Walden Books. It had more of a kid vibe to it, I feel like. More than a Borders did. It was definitely had a lot more kid-oriented stuff in there. I also think that Spencer's Gifts was better in the 90s. It was a little
it was
like
it was like risque.
I think it still exists and it stayed risque. But Spencer Gifts was dope for sure. Yeah,
you would go in there and it would be like, oh,
yeah,
I'm gonna look at some things and laugh. I'm gonna laugh. And then there was joke things too.
Yeah. Definitely joke things that were inappropriate for little kids to see. And it was scary sometimes. Yeah. Like, am I allowed in here? Am I supposed to be in here? Hot Topic. Yeah. Hot Topic came after Spencer's. So I never felt like it was, there was definitely points where it was like, especially when we were young and like the Columbine happened and stuff like that. And then it was kind of the type of kids that hung out there. I was like, this is a scary store. Like
Hot Topic?
Hot Topic, Spencer Gifts was like trench coat kid, like emo kids would hang out in there. So I thought it was like, man, this is a little intense. Like, but if I saw those kids now, I'd be like, look at those fucking dweebs.
Well, it's so crazy because I'll go into Hot Topic till this day to see if they have any gauges, which they never seem to have my size. And it's just like a bunch of just anime and
Yeah.
kind of like kid stuff from the
Yeah.
90s and 2000s.
Yeah, it was better back then. It was more of like, there was always like
It was more
noises and
emo.
black lights and flashing
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah.
It was fun to walk into. It was a fun spot.
And there was always someone alternative working there.
That's what I'm saying. I was scared. I'm like,
Yeah.
they have piercings and dark clothes.
Piercings and studs everywhere.
And that was like Journeys, which kind of has some of the same stuff. I was thinking about, I think it might have been what Jimmy was talking about was like Suncoast. Did he say Suncoast? Is that what he mentioned? Was
it a movie thing?
No, the store that he started talking. What was the store he talked about? Hold on. Barnes and Noble, East Town Mall. He mentioned Crazy Sexy Cool. Yeah, Suncoast Motion Picture. I think it was like Suncoast. I think it was Suncoast that did. It was like almost like in the middle of the mall. There was this thing, and they had cool T-shirts like Bad Dog. Remember Bad Dog T-shirts? Bad Dog T-shirts. They were like graphic T-shirts, and they were kind of almost like it was like a dog doing cool shit like surfing and stuff. Do you remember this at all? Like it's in the middle of the mall.
I don't know.
Kiosks in the middle of the mall were better too back then. Nowadays it's like garbage. Yeah. Like and it's weirdos trying to sell you stuff. But back in the day it was like a real thing. It would like be like T-shirts or like cool sunglasses. Or like Lids actually used to be right in the middle of the mall at one point. You could like get your hat. Like then it became like a real store.
Yeah.
Remember that? Lids was like in the middle of the mall. That's where I used to get my hats made that were rude.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
This is saying that Suncoast Motion Picture Company specialized in new and used physical media, primarily CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, vinyl records.
So it's not the thing
and collectibles.
So that's not the thing I'm thinking of.
No.
You know what? It was at East Town Mall. He said we weren't big. We were West Town. You're either an East Town Mall kid or a West Town. We were West Town kids.
We were Westies.
I actually was afraid to go to East Town Mall. It was a little different.
I know.
It wasn't as good.
It's just a little rougher still to this day.
Yeah. It's just because of what neighborhood it's in.
Yeah.
West Town Mall was it. West Town Mall is where we went.
Oh.
I feel like we were at West Town Mall a lot growing up. Like weekly. I feel like we'd be at the mall.
I feel like, then I would go to the mall with friends and shop and...
But I mean, it was like, even as like little kids, I feel like mom took us to the mall. We were at the mall.
Well, then I worked at the mall.
That's crazy to me. I forgot. You worked at Victoria's Secret?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
If you had to work at the mall now, what store would you want to work at? Victoria's Secret still?
No, Sephora.
Yeah. I don't know what I would do. I don't know. Probably Cinnabon.
They don't have it
I know
there.
it's not there anymore. That's my 90s.
That's why we always went to That's why we always went to the mall.
Oh, because mom likes Cinnabons. We do other. We wouldn't even be at the mall. We do other stuff, and then we'd stop at the mall because mom loved Cinnabons. Do you ever hear people call them Cinnabon?
Cinnabon? Yeah.
They'll say Cinnabon. I'm like, it's Cinnabon. Read it.
Oh my gosh.
I know they're a cinnamon bun, but it's Cinnabon.
My grievance for this week, I just thought of it, is Travis, my friend.
Yeah.
Doesn't like cinnamon rolls. He says they're not good. I'm like, excuse me?
You know, Miranda technically is the same way. She only likes her aunts. Apparently her aunt or her godmother. Maybe it's both. Godmother. Made like the best cinnamon rolls ever, she claims. And then, or she likes the Pillsbury ones out of the fucking cardboard. Anything in between, she don't give a fuck about. Cinnamon rolls are awesome.
This is what he said. He goes, it's dough and cinnamon.
Oh, and frosting, motherfucker.
And then some like gross frosting. I'm like, oh, then I don't think you've had cinnamon rolls. Because
some gross frosting? It's called icing. It's called icing, bitch. Does Travis listen?
Delicious.
Fuck you, Travis. What are we doing here? Last night I talked to two friends that have never, like close friends that do stuff like this. Neither of them ever listened to our podcast. Fuck them. Fuck Travis. Fuck Dad. He's not caught up, right?
Fuck Dad. No.
As far as I know. As far as I know, Jeannie killing it. Miranda listened to that last one, 1 hour and 15. She still cooked through it. Speaking of shopping at the mall and sneakers, Have you seen the
In
new Trump
sneakers.
sneakers he unveiled?
Oh God,
His new line is
no.
Tara. You have to Google them quick and just
I'm
go Trump
looking at it
sneakers.
right now.
They're the Tara. I think they're the ugliest. Apparently, they're up to $400. I've never seen anything look less fancy in my life. It looks like someone. It looks like when like Trin. Remember when Trin painted his shoes on purpose, or for his shows? Like he made them gold or silver or something like that. That's what these look like. That he did it himself. Like
Oh my God,
they're so fucking ugly. Who are those for? Who's gonna buy those? He's just one more failure of a business he's gonna have. That these idiots keep thinking this guy's got skills. Stop voting for this loser. He isn't good at things.
God.
I've never seen a guy less good at
bad.
things. I don't
They
get
look
it.
like he's gonna he's a backyard wrestler.
Sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
and those are his shoes.
Yeah. He's big. He goes by
my
Big T.
God.
And he's coming off the top ropes with his big T, with his American flag. They're so bad. They're so.
And they're $400.
I've heard, yeah, something like
God.
who would?
If I ever see those in real life, I'm gonna be
Here,
like,
I think if we ever see those real life together, we're gonna shame that person. Like, what are you wearing, you dumb fuck? I just don't understand, Tara,
my
how
God.
people keep acting like people that want to vote for this guy keep acting like he's got skills in life. Everything he does sucks. Nothing he does is ever cool.
no,
it's always
he's
so lame.
sucked.
Tara, he's always sucked. And when
I just-
like when we were kids and he was in, I didn't really even know who he was, and he was in Home Alone 2, but I'm like, that
No,
dude
we were
sucks.
young.
But I
Yeah.
knew that dude sucked. He's always
everything
sucked.
about him sucks.
Everything
do
about him
people
sucks.
like
I
him?
don't get it.
Oh,
I'm not saying I like our president, but I also don't like this guy. I just mean
No.
in general, this guy sucks. Like
yeah.
everything
As like
he
just
does.
a non-president, he's just like
as a dude,
ugh.
he sucks. I never would want to spend a minute with him.
I don't know how he would ever get anyone that's like
Not 100 years
18,
old.
yeah, or like they're like the 20-year-olds. If a 20-year-old votes for him, like what? He's like the most cringe person that ever
lived.
existed.
Well,
It's like
well, hear like people talk about him and they'll be like, "Oh, he's funny." Like he's funny in what world? Like like they think he's like. I'm like he's maybe funny
do they
if
think he's doing like satire?
but
Because he's
Even
not.
he wasn't. Even if he was, it's not funny. But
No.
the thing is, like, it's not funny because he's running for president, and that's weird
Yeah.
to like vote for a guy. Like, think that's like I was like he's fun. I'm like he sucks. So he's not a good businessman. He just never has.
No.
I don't know how. It's like people that keep
He
getting things
can't-
handed to him, even though
And the
anything
thing
they
is-
do sucks. They suck at everything he does. Everything he does, he sucks at it.
And he does not like know how to communicate with people at all, which is
No.
like something you really need.
I don't understand how people like. I don't understand how he makes it in this world. He's
No.
an idiot. Guys, just please Google these shoes. Just look at these
Yeah.
shoes once.
They're so
Trump's
bad.
high top sneakers sell out hours after launch. Would they have 4 pairs?
Right?
What are we talking about? Who would buy these ugly fucking shoes? Losers would.
Well, and the problem is like some of the people that are buying them, they're probably choosing that over feeding their children. That was rude.
Probably true though.
I know.
Probably true.
Like, oh.
Man, we don't talk about Trump a ton on here. But man,
'Cause we
these
hate
shoes
him.
really like there's a bunch of other shit going on, but these shoes are worth talking about because
Yeah.
that's him in a nutshell. The ugliness of these shoes and how uncool they are, but they're still gonna make a ton of money. Probably. They've sold
Oh,
out.
yeah.
He owes $355 million in a lawsuit, but
Oh, my
that he
God.
definitely doesn't have. Definitely doesn't have. If he's
Oh,
if he's
my
launching
God, they're so
shoes,
bad.
they can eat. I mean, they may be made. It looks like someone spray painted them themselves.
It does. It looks like they've been spray painted and then they glued on a T, and then
That's
they're so bad.
That's an iron on tee. I feel like
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
so bad.
It's like someone
pairs.
went to Michael's, took a pair of like cheapo sneaks, and fancied them up a little, like those stars on the flag.
Yeah,
Those are at Hobby Lobby.
Tara.
Those are Hobby
There's
Lobby
1,000
shoes.
pairs of them,
Oh,
and apparently Trump signed 10 of them.
oh my God! So someone got the golden tickets.
Yep. He also launched the T Red Wave sneaker and the POTUS 45, both priced at, oh my God. The POTUS 45, because MJ had the 45s. This is so annoying. I hate it. I gotta close it. I hate it. I closed it. I closed it out. Oh my god. Holy shit. I got a haircut. I think it looks pretty good, even with headphones on.
Oh yeah, it looks nice.
So
Man, those are big.
last night the All-Star game was on, NBA All-Star game,
Uh-huh.
and I watched it. I stayed up late and watched it, and it was like it sucked.
I thought the All-Star games were on Sundays.
Not the All-Star game. The not the All-Star game.
The like events.
What do they call it? All-Star Saturday Night. The dunk contest, 3-point contest. My few takeaways. You saw who won everything already? Did you see who won everything?
Yes.
My takeaways were the 3-point contest was fine. Everyone was pretty even on it, and it's just kind of like they had all these things that like inflate the scores where there's like money ball,
like the gold balls,
and there's 2 longer shots. Just have the amount of shots, and whoever makes the most wins. That's my issue with the 3-pointer in general. Why are you adding points? Just whoever makes the most of them wins. Why do you have extra shots? Why do you have ones that are worth more than other ones? I just want to know who, because it's confusing. You don't even know who made the most shots when you watch it.
Right.
I just want to know who makes the most 3-pointers out of the amount they have to shoot.
And the money balls should just be like that goes to charity. Like if you make that, money goes to charity. It shouldn't be they get additional points because
or they make money for it themselves. If they can even do that.
Sure.
Where it's a money ball, a literal money ball. Yeah. But it shouldn't count more because it's not a more impressive shot. It's the same shot. Stop trying to make these worth more. I literally want to know if a guy takes 25 3-point shots, because that's how many there are, without those 2 extra balls. If someone takes 25 3-pointers, who makes the most of those 25? It's so much more interesting than not really knowing what's going on.
Right.
Like you don't really know until it gets to the end.
Because that, like when you're doing it, because that, some people might be like, well, it adds pressure because like the money ball, and it's like, no, it adds more pressure when they're like, shit, if I don't make 3
Every
of
single
these,
shot is
I'm
worth
not gonna.
The same. So they're I don't mind the only one that's I don't even want the last one to be a money ball. I just want 25 shots. Whoever makes the most wins. When you're a kid, you just shoot around the world, and they're all worth the same. It's around the world. Why do you guys it's this inflated bullshit
doesn't make it any more interesting.
No, it doesn't make it more interesting. Like it would actually probably be closer and more interesting every time if you really got down to that last one and there's 5 left and they got to make all 5 to make it.
Right.
And you know that for a fact. That's what it is, not without being like putting these like there's 5 left. Are they money balls? Oh, so they're all worth 2, so they could hit all 5 and make up 10 points on this last one. Stupid. I just want to know who makes the most. That's the same reason I don't like the 3-pointer. It's not better that you made it from there. It's not a better shot. It's actually a worse shot. You settled. It just you settle and you make and you get more points. What? You settle and you get more points? That's insane to me.
Yeah.
You're settling and you get more points. Bring it back.
Stupid.
Well, that's the
thing, they won't, because people are just trying to like outsmart themselves, and it's just so stupid.
Well,
because it's like
it's so dumb. It's the same. The one thing I will say that I didn't mind is I didn't hate it. It was, I can't decide which one I like better, but it was the Rising Stars game, and they played just to a goal, like a score. It was just set to 40 or something, 45 or something like that, and then the last one was 25. It was kind of fun. Like a team got close, like was 2 away, and the other team started coming back, and you kind of knew like time wasn't going to run out. And like, oh, they could technically just come out and time won't ever run out. It was kind of interesting. I could see them going to the goal score. That could be fun, because every time it ends, it's always about like the game winning. There's always a game winning shot, which is kind of interesting. But then at the same time, I don't know. There could be a team up by. There's pressure on it. I don't know. I kind of liked it. I used to think I didn't like it, but when I watched, then they did it. Because they started doing that new Elam ending thing where they'll try it, where they play timed, and then at the end, it's not timed. It's just the goal score. I'm like, well, that's dumb. Just don't ever time it.
Right.
I think the idea if you time is, there'll be an end to it. But, I mean, come on. And it's NBA players. They're eventually going to get to 100. Say you make it 120. 120 feels like a good score. First one to 120 wins? That'd be great. I'd watch that.
I think so, too. And then I think I'd like that too.
I'd like that.
Because the way they do it now is just strange. It's like you said, it's a goal score in the final quarter.
For the Elam ending? I mean, they don't do it that way. Oh, yeah, at the end of the All-Star game does have that, though,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't make... I like just the goal score to start with. It was like playing with your friends, playing to 21.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. I didn't hate it. Elam ending is a little too weird. It's like, okay, we play 3/4 at a time, and then we're like, okay, now there's a goal. I'm like, what? I don't know. Speaking of 3-pointers, did you see that? We'll come back to the All-Star game. Yeah, there's not really much else to talk about. Dame won the 3-point contest.
Yeah.
Mac McClung won again. His best dunk got like his lowest score, even though it was the coolest dunk he did, where he like jumped over a guy and like kind of released the ball and then grabbed it again and then dunked it. It was great. And this old man gave him like a 45. I was like, "What are you doing, you old idiot?" That was the hardest dunk I've seen.
Yeah.
It was the most interesting dunk of the night because everyone else was just people jumping over people, which is not.
Yeah,
it's
which is
boring.
Unless it's over a car and you have people singing "I Believe I Can Fly" in the background.
Mm-hmm. So that was my thing.
Yeah.
McClung won that. Then
I hate the dunk contest. It's so stupid.
It used to be great. It's not great anymore. There's too many people like jumping over stuff, and Jaylen Brown did like a dunk to it was in tribute to a guy that died, and like they were playing like did you see that the floor was like a screen? It was wild. The whole floor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But while he did it, they had his picture in the lane. It was just like this dead guy. I was like, this is weird and manipulative. Like, you're an idiot, Jaylen Brown. He thinks he's so smart, but he's an idiot. Like, this is like not cool. You're just dunk contesting this guy like while wearing his jersey. Is like, you pay tribute to that guy different instead of dunking on his face. It was so stupid. I don't know, man.
Oh God.
Weird. And then there was the other 3-point thing. There was the skills challenge, which is always terrible. Not even fun to watch ever. Terrible.
So stupid.
And then before the dunk contest, they did the 3-point thing where it was Steph versus what's her name?
I can't remember. I saw it and
I never know how to say her name. Let me read. I have to look at it. Her name is Sabrina Lunsku. How do you say your last name? Lanescu? Lansaku? Anyway, point was she can shoot, no doubt about it. Lone skew. So anyways, they did that WNBA versus NBA. It was just those two, and she scored as much as all the guys. They did the same rules with like these bonus balls and all that shit, and she scored as high as all the guys scored in every round from the thing. But then Steph stepped up and just Stephed it and was awesome and beat her. But it was fine. It was fun. You know, she's still using a smaller ball. I don't know. It's weird.
Well,
it's easier to put that ball through the hole, is it not?
I mean, I have small ass hands, so
I know. So do I. I can't use I have to use a men's ball. When you play the men's ball, you do fine. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like you shoot just as good. I don't know. It's not like they're palming the women's ball. I don't know why they don't just use the men's ball. It never made sense to me. I don't really care, but I don't. It's like
I never even think about it. I don't care either.
Well, you don't really watch the WNBA, really. But anyway, they did it. Steph's great at 3-pointer. She was really good too. It was impressive. And she shot from NBA 3, which was interesting.
Nice.
The only thing she really had to kind of like for the two longer ones. She really kind of had to put everything in it. She didn't even really get close on them.
Oh. She's no Caitlin Clark.
No, that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to go to that. And it was like, so Caitlin Clark broke the all-time women's scoring record this week with scoring huge. She scored from shot a really logo 3. They love calling it a logo. A lot of times they said logo 3. I was like, whatever. And I went and technically it was a logo 3 because the Iowa logo is gigantic. I feel like they did that on purpose so they can say she's doing logo 3s. I think they made it that huge this year. So when she shot her long 3s, it's like you call it a logo 3 for sure.
Logo 3.
But yeah, so she passed the record. But then they did this thing, and it's like, whatever. I don't even know why you had to compare the two things. So she has the women's record. That's great. Keep it.
Yeah.
She nailed it. But then they did this dumb thing. They put up a graphic. They're like, oh, this is how far she is from now breaking the men's record, which Pete Maravich has, and another guy. There's like two dudes, like 100 and something ahead of her in points that she'll probably pass this year. And it's just like, I just don't understand comparing the two. They don't really have anything to do with each other. Because, first of all, Pete Maravich did it in 3 seasons, and he was averaged like 40 points a game. 40-some points a game for his career. I think he's always did over 40 points each 3 seasons. He only did 3 seasons. There was no 3-point line. So comparing the two is really silly. Just don't even. I guess people are going to want to know. They're like, I wonder how far he is from the guy's record. I guess some people think that, but to me, I don't care. It's like she's the best ever at playing women's college basketball as far as scoring points goes.
Is she a senior or junior?
Senior. It's her 4th year. So 4 years. She's played, I think, like 40 more games than Pete Maravich played at this point already. It's like, don't compare them. It's silly. It's like trying to compare what Wilt Chamberlain did, compared to LeBron, because Wilt Chamberlain wasn't shooting 3-pointers. He was just dominating on down low. It's just like 3-pointers didn't exist. It's really hard to compare
There's
contests.
like so many different things.
Right. Well,
that
Pete
makes
Maravich
it almost
Pete Maravich
impossible.
wasn't allowed to play as a freshman. Like freshmen weren't allowed to play. Same thing with like Kareem had that same sort of stuff in college.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't allowed to play they didn't allow freshmen to play on the varsity, which is so weird when you think about it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to compare, I mean, I guess if you want to see how far she is from it, but really comparing, they're so apples and different colored apples. Granny Smith to Peaches. Honeycrisp. But yes, I mean, she's great. I think she's fun to watch.
Yeah.
She's really popular, like among young people, like young kids like her a lot, boys and girls.
I just think it's fun too because I don't know about like I am just so over the Badgers and like I don't love college basketball at this point in history.
No, I agree.
So I'm kind of like it's fun that she is bringing eyes to their sport and getting people excited about it. Like that's always like a positive thing. And I mean, the Iowa women's team played in Madison and it was sold out because everyone wanted to go. And I don't think anyone ever goes to their games because they're not good.
Bad. Yeah. I got no problem with her. Like, I think she's great. I think she's the best. When I watch her play, I'm impressed. Like, she just jacks. I'm like, wow, that's impressive. I mean, I got me to watch some Iowa games last year. I haven't watched any this year. I'm just not going to watch a regular season college women. No. I barely watch any Badgers games. They're like hard to watch, so I'm not going to watch a bunch of women's games either.
Yeah, the Badgers have freaking fallen apart.
Badgers and Bucks. Basketball right now is tough to watch as Wisconsin fans. But yeah. So yeah, I just think it's just, there's no reason to even compare the two. Just let her stand alone on what she did.
Yeah. Because it's impressive.
It's impressive.
She's good.
It's impressive and she's good. But, yeah, Badger sports, Badger basketball. We don't really talk about that on here. But they are exactly what I thought they were. I was I kind of
when they were like 13th, I'm like, what? Right. Well, how is this? Because I wasn't watching the games, and then I watched. I'm like, they're losing.
Early in the year, they were beating some bad teams, and then they lost to like Marquette, and another team early on. And I was talking to.
No, they beat Marquette.
Oh well, they lost a couple early games to like decent enough teams. I'm like, this team isn't any good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to even get involved. And then I stopped watching them. And all of a sudden they went on this long run where they were winning everything. And I'm like, I guess I'll get into the Badgers. And then they've won one game since.
Yeah.
I started watching them. They've won they've lost like 6 to 7 or something like that.
And they've lost to terrible teams Yeah.
After being up by a couple, at least 10 points. And then they took them to overtime and blew it. They're bad. They're not very good. They're not very fun to watch.
No, so I hate it.
They're not a fun team to watch. Bucks also really unfun to watch right now.
Yeah.
They're so bad, Tara.
They're so bad.
Doc Rivers sucks.
Yeah.
And I can see it on the court. I don't like what he does as a coach, but I hate the way he talks in his press conferences. He's like smug, like he's like oh, I mean, he like almost blames the player and like instead of taking like count, like, dude, you're the coach and you're the reason they're playing like this. I think if Griffin had stayed, they'd have a much better record still. Yeah. I think they would have kept winning. They had like, as much as they want to say they didn't like him, they still had it like the offense was great. The offense has been fucking terrible since Doc came to town. Their defense isn't like exponentially better either. I actually think it's worse. I think they're giving up. I think the team is giving up, except for Giannis. Giannis plays his ass off.
I almost feel like they should do a second firing.
I would
fire Doc and like just
Just run it. Just run it with the
just have like
just
a
have Prunty do it.
assistant. Yeah.
Doc ain't it. When he comes and
No.
talks, I'm like, he just like is like, he just like acts like nothing's wrong. I'm like, dude, this is not good.
Because
There's like
at
30
least,
games left, and they're playing like ass. This is not good.
and at least the assistant like would have something to prove. Doc has nothing to prove.
Doc doesn't give a fuck.
He does not give a fuck.
He walks in those and he's like smiling while he's like talking and is like joking around and everything. Everyone thinks he's his buddy. I fucking can't stand it. I would take Griffin back in a second.
Yeah.
And he was not good.
No.
This Doc thing, and I don't even care if they start figuring it out. Doc is not good. They're 3-7.
Gonna get. I just have a feeling they're gonna get bounced the first.
I don't even know where they're gonna finish.
Their first match up in the
I wouldn't
playoffs.
be surprised. Doc's a terrible coach.
Yeah.
I didn't want Doc to be the coach. When it happened, none of us were saying let's get Doc.
No.
And then they did. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I said I'd rather than bring back Bud.
And I agree. 6 months ago, I was like, hey, maybe we should get Nick Nurse. And now we can't get Nick Nurse.
No.
And the 76ers were playing good before Embiid got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to do. If Dame starts playing a little better, it might be a different story. If Dame, he's just been really inconsistent. Giannis has been awesome.
It's like, getting rid of Holiday really sucked.
Yeah, I think they should.
It wasn't the move.
I think they should have just stuck with what they had.
I think so too.
Added a couple guys like they did, like adding Beasley instead, and
because the defense that Holiday plays and it like gets other people inspired. When you don't have somebody that's inspiring on defense, it's easy to take time off.
Yeah, and the Patrick Beverly experience is already old.
Yeah,
he's so bad.
Yeah,
like when he's always doing weird shit. He's like waving stuff around like has nothing to do with what's going on. Like he's like almost trying to fool people with his hand movements. I'm like, dude, just fucking play basketball. He's always got some fucking antics going on.
Yeah.
It's like for a second I thought I might like him because he came in with a little intensity, but he's like annoying. He's like not fun to watch. It's like, dude, you're not good at basketball. Can't hit a shot. It's like fucking dependent on it.
It's like, get out of here.
He stinks.
And he's like
annoying.
Yeah, like they are they're trying to do something.
Yeah.
And this is gonna sound maybe like loser talk or like Karen-y, but in between he played a game.
Yep.
He played a game.
I think this is ridiculous that he did this.
They had a game the following night. And in between, after the game, he drove down to Chicago and fucked around with Barstool for the night.
To shoot free throws.
To try to get 41 in a row.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Like,
terrible. Go home.
You're literally on a team that has Giannis in his prime. He's still in his prime.
Yep.
They went out to get Dame to try to do something. They're trying to do something. They don't have a big window left, and you're just fucking around with Barstool? Like, what are we doing here?
In between two games.
Yeah.
No reason to fucking do that, dude.
No.
Like, I would cut him. I'm like, what are we doing? Get him out of here. Giannis should be irritated as fuck about that.
Yes.
I don't know, man. It was a weird move. It was like they should have just done no move.
Yeah.
I would rather have campaign stupid ass right now.
Yeah, because he's a distraction.
Campaign was buying in. He just wasn't that consistent sometimes. But Beverly doesn't do shit. What does he do?
He's a head case.
What does he do? What intensity does he bring? None. Annoying intensity.
Exactly.
It was fun for like a night. I go, this is weird. And then I realized so quick, I'm like, oh, he doesn't know how to play basketball. He's an idiot.
And that's why he does these antics, because he's not actually a good basketball player.
I love when they bring in guys that are going to, like, they're going to change it. A guy that's never won a championship in his life.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's like a championship type of player. The guy's never done anything. Except for being an annoyance. So the Bucks are really hard to watch right now. I hope they figure it out. I hope Giannis and Dame figure it out and Middleton comes back, because that's what's going to take is those three guys to be awesome. And they are good enough to be awesome. Like, Giannis is basically unstoppable right now. He was like 16 for 17 the other night that they lost.
Yeah.
And had like 10 assists. Like, his teammates are letting him fucking down.
And people talk about like having an agitator. There's been very few agitators that actually made a difference.
Right.
And we're like, good.
You can't just be irritating.
No.
You have to have like a skill set too. That's
Right. It's like Reggie Miller was an agitator, and he
Sure.
fucking knew how to shoot threes out of the fucking
Right.
gym.
And like, as much as I hate him and don't think, like, Draymond Green is an agitator, but he also
Yes.
really understands the game of fucking basketball.
Yeah.
And he puts people in really good positions.
Maybe not so much anymore because he's like a psychopath. But
He is, but when he's
before-
on the floor, he still will do smart basketball moves. Most of these agitators aren't that way. Or they're agitators and they're just like kind of youngish and kind of athletic at it still. And they can like make something happen. Patrick Beverley's basically a non-factor. I don't understand it.
He's a distraction.
I think Giannis. The nice thing is Giannis doesn't really get distracted, but it's worried about the rest. Giannis kind of just goes about his business and kind of crushes.
Right.
Dame, hopefully Dame. You know, they didn't really. They kind of found out now that Dame is going through a divorce.
Oh.
Did you know that?
No.
Oh yeah. So that, remember when he stepped away for personal stuff for a couple days because him and his wife were getting a divorce.
Oh.
So when they went home to Portland, he said he was like got to drive his kids to school. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's because they fucking got a divorce.
Oh.
So it's like kind of a big thing for him because he's not seeing his kids right now.
That sucks.
So he's going through that mentally. You know, hopefully winning the 3-point contest last night gets him feeling good about himself. You know, obviously life is more important than basketball, but
yeah,
could be a good distraction for him if he just gets super into basketball. I would say. Any other NBA stuff, All-Star stuff that you caught wind of or heard, or basketball or college basketball, sports in general before we move on to our 1996 lists?
I don't think so. I'm trying to think.
Oh, I did. Did you see that video I sent you? I do. I want to start talking about weird.
The bike?
The dude doing, it was like a spin bike.
Yeah.
And he was doing like, almost like a dance.
Like a routine on it.
A routine on it with like
almost
bouncing.
Almost like it was his, like, the horse in gymnastics.
Yeah, but it was like, horse and gymnastics mixed with like
stationary bike.
With like
mixed with
or aerobic exercise.
Yes.
Like jump, like it was amazing. I loved it.
Fun.
And I wanted to see more of them. Because there clearly had to be more guys doing it.
Well, there had to be a bunch of people doing it because there was like the picture in back showing like that's what it was.
Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't just like his bit.
No,
it's what the
wasn't like America's Got Talent. This is what I do.
It's this Asian fellow, and he's like standing, like balancing on the bike and using his arms to balance and like jumping over it and doing like little dance steps. Bless you.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna start posting in our story little things like, hey, we're gonna talk about this week, so people know what to come in and expecting. Maybe we'll get people to come listen to our pod, but yeah, I'm gonna post in our story this little video I found of this dude doing this stuff. It was Tara was amazing. I'd watch that. I'd watch that before a lot of real stuff and enjoy it.
Because I'm sure other people have little tricks that they do that guy didn't.
Yeah, he was probably the winner, so that's why we got to see it.
He's very good.
He was very good.
And it's just while he's doing all, the wheels are still going and like.
Yeah, there must be certain. I'd like to know the rules of like.
Yeah, like the wheel has to be going.
Yeah, does it have to be moving while it's going on? Like it was cool. So yeah, just picture a guy doing cool like splits and jumping and spinning and balancing on a spin bike. Mm-hmm. Very cool. I don't know what very cool, but
it's like, how do you get into that?
Yeah, how does that happen?
It's like one day you're just like, you know what I'm gonna do?
Enough people said that they're like, you know what? Competition.
This is awesome.
We need it.
Yeah.
It must be I don't know if that was Japan or China, but it must be something they're doing there because I've never seen it. Everyone here is just trying to sweat out their sorrows.
I started a pole dancing class.
Excuse me? Pardon?
A pole dancing class.
Like a real pole dancing. Like
yeah. I started on Saturday.
Like Doug Heffernan pole dancing.
Yeah. It's 6 weeks long.
How do you think you're going to do? How is it going thus far?
The first day, it was too much housekeeping for my liking. It's like, okay, maybe say come in 10 minutes early, 15 minutes early to get that out of the way so we can actually spend the hour polling.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to be pretty good.
What's going on with my family?
But the problem that I didn't think about before signing up for it is I have I get very dizzy very easily when spinning, and a lot of pole is spinning around a pole
Mm-hmm.
over and
You just call
over.
it pole.
Yeah, it's called Miss Pole.
Oh
It's a
my god.
pole workout.
What's going on with my family? My sister is getting tattoos and joining pole dancing classes. My mom, my 65-year-old mom, 65 or 66?
65.
65-year-old mom is getting tattoos on both forearms yesterday. What the fuck is going on with my family? It's
We'll
just
just
me.
try new things.
They're out. What's next thing we know? Dad's gonna be fucking shooting erotic videos.
Shoot. Oh, you go shooting erotic videos. I say shoot and trap.
Shooting trap. That sounds sexy though.
Mm.
Yeah, my dad was out shooting trap. I don't know
But
what's
I
going
think
on.
I'll be
I
good.
don't know about this. You can hold yourself up.
Well, we didn't do any inversion things. We did the fireman spin.
What's that?
It's where you spin your leg around and then you just go like you're going down a fireman's pole.
Oh wow.
I was very good at that.
Okay. How many girls are in this class? Women.
12.
12 women. All first timers.
No, some people have done like workshops. Oop. And other people have done like a class before and they're just revisiting. So I felt pretty good.
Okay. All right. Tara,
I don't know if I
polar.
looked good.
You're a
but
polar?
I'm polar. Any inversions I will not be able to do right away. So
I just don't know if you have the upper body strength to like.
I know right now I definitely don't. But I'll get there eventually.
All right. Well, I do yoga now. That keeps me closer to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done much the last 2 weeks. So.
I probably should do some to get a little bit more flexible for my pole dancing.
Sure.
So
Apparently,
I can
yoga
have my
doesn't
legs
actually.
out like
Apparently,
that.
yoga doesn't help you get flexible that much. Is what I've like people that are flexible from it are already flexible. Like people that can do a bunch of stuff. Like the way yoga works apparently doesn't make you more flexible. You actually have to do like workouts.
Probably.
Is what I've read because that's why I was doing it, and I'm like I'm still super tight. Like yeah, it doesn't actually like loosen you up.
Yeah, you probably just have to do like stretching.
Yeah, like actual stretching is the way to do it. So, in I like yoga, but I'm so tight at all times.
Mm-hmm. The hams are the hard.
Hams are the hard
ones.
Tara, do you remember the year 1996?
I do.
At all?
Who was our president?
Our president was Bill Clinton in 1996. Just so you know.
Yes.
Tara, we're going to do our list of our favorite things from 1996.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It was about, again, I think it was again, since 94 was so big, but this year was, again, it was kind of like, as far as movies and TV shows go, a lot of just like stuff I liked, but nothing I'm like, I was so excited about. I mean, I got a list of 5 and I'm pretty happy with my 5.
Yep.
But as far as everything goes, it was really just like mediocrity. Good though, good, but not as good as like some of the others. It was like great.
Well, I believe there is no auto
No
this
auto.
time.
No
Okay.
auto. The only thing I thought could be auto. No auto.
Yeah.
No auto.
Nope.
All right. Lots of honorable mentions though.
Tons of honorable mentions.
Ton of honorable mentions. But not I'm like it's probably my least favorite 5 I've come up with. Tara.
Yeah.
What's your number 1 thing? Nope. Tara,
Nope.
what's your number 5 thing from 1996?
My number 5 thing is Ray Allen.
Ray Allen. Wow.
That is when he became a Buck, and I loved him. I thought he was a total babe, and he was good at basketball. And that's like when I really started getting into the Bucks, is when him and Glenn Robinson were on the team together.
Ray Allen is awesome. I didn't put him on my list, but is when I became a Bucks fan. Really was Ray Allen. I mean, I like Glenn. I knew Glenn the Big Dog Robinson, but Ray Allen was really what got me into
Yeah.
the Bucks more because it's funny because he was a 3-point shooter, which is I
Mhm.
hate 3-point shooting now. I like a guy that can shoot from far away. I just don't think it should be worth more.
Yeah.
But we'll talk. I love Ray Allen as a Buck. I wish he would have stayed a Buck. They made one of the worst
know.
trades ever. They traded him away for an old, aging Gary Payton. Didn't make any sense when they traded for him in like 2001 or something. Gary Payton was basically out of the league a few
He
years
was
later.
done. Yeah.
He was done, and they traded like one of the young stars who went on and had a nice career, won a couple championships with a couple teams as like not the star. He became like a third guy on teams, and it was kind of interesting. I just want to stick with that really quick, as it was a kind of a great 96 draft. There's like they had Ray Allen, Allen Iverson, Kobe, and Steve Nash all were drafted. There were some other guys from that class too that were good, but those 4 right there are like monsters, like
yes.
great basketball players.
Uh-huh.
So the 96 draft was kind of nuts. You know, Iverson went 1 overall, and I mean Kobe was a like late first round pick. Nash too, Allen. None of them were like that high.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Ray Allen playing in college at UConn. It was pretty fun.
And he was in a movie.
And he was in a movie that I picked
with Denzel.
I talked about it in my top. Oh no, I didn't pick that movie. What am I talking about?
No.
My brain, for some reason, my brain thought of Above the Rim, but he was not in Above the Rim.
No, he was in He Got Game.
He Got Game, which I don't know if I've ever seen the whole movie. Crazily enough.
I don't think I have either, but I just remember being like, ooh, he's a good-looking fella.
He's a good-looking young man. That young man is handsome.
He is handsome.
Handsome boy. I'm gonna go with my number 5 thing from 1996, Tara. Here's the thing. There's a bunch of people I know and don't hate that were born that year.
Yeah.
I couldn't find the right one. I almost picked Zendaya just because the amount I like to laugh at her dance moves as much as everyone thinks she's cool and good actor and good dancer. She's actually really kind of bad at all that stuff, but I like her. But everyone acts like she's really good, but she's kind of like not good at those things. When you really pay attention, like, oh, she kind of sucks at dancing.
Yeah.
Like it never looks that cool.
But we did love her and Shake It Off.
Yeah, I love Zendaya.
Yeah.
But she didn't make my list though. My number 5 thing from 1996 was the Virtual Insanity music video from Jamiroquai.
Oh my gosh.
Not the song, the music video. Because it's the greatest music video of all time.
That's that's on my list.
Oh, it's on your list, is that music video?
That's on my list as number 4.
Oh, cool. So we can just talk about it right now. Your number 4 is Virtual Insanity music video by Jamiroquai. The music video changed my life.
I'm was like
what? You had to like figure it out. Like, what's happening?
Doing? Like, is he moving? Is the room moving?
Yeah.
The hat, everything just worked.
Everything about it. I had a hat like Jamiroquai for a while.
Yep.
I wish I still had that hat.
It said something about kissing the bachelor.
Something about the groom. Kiss the groom or something.
The groom. Yeah.
Yeah, I just bought it one time before we went to a strip club randomly. I bought it at
it was during March Madness.
And I bought it at Party City drunk.
Yes.
I was wasted at this Party City, bought it, and then we let's go to a strip club. I'm like, okay. And I wore that. And like none of them, but for some reason they didn't like, I don't know, it was weird.
Well, you bought it with me.
Oh, I was with you. That's right.
Yeah.
But I was
then
drunk
you went
when we were
back
there.
home. Yeah. You're like, I want to stop at Party City and get a hat. Because this was like your time where you were really
wearing
into different kinds of hats.
Yeah, I was wearing fun hats.
Yeah. So instead of your captain hat, you got this Kiss the Groom.
I was peacocking.
You were.
It wasn't working, but I was out there peacocking.
And then you took it to your house, and I'm assuming people are like, let's go to the strip club because you'll get some extra smooches because your hat said so. Say it's your bachelor party.
Nah, it didn't work. It didn't work. It was weird.
Well, that's because you were drinking those like Mad Dog beer. Is that what?
Yeah, I was Mad
Dogging.
Dogging.
Mad Dogging? Yeah.
Yeah, we called it Mad Dogging because we had a giant mug that said Mad Dog on it. And I would pound I think it held 2.5 beers, and I would drink it in none seconds.
Yeah, that was we were at Boston's.
We were at Boston's, and I was like really impressing my parents that night. It was one of the first times I think we like went out and watched stuff at the bar with our parents. Like we didn't do a ton before that. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
Anyway, Virtual Insanity is awesome. I watched it to get ready for this pod. I still don't exactly know what's going on.
No,
I mean, you do, but he also still looks crazy. I'm like, what's
Yeah.
happening? Great
I
music
loved it
video.
so much.
Great. Maybe the all-time greatest video. I'm going to throw it out there. It's in the mix
It could be.
for all-time greatest videos. If we want to put that on a list, our all-time favorite videos, I think that's on the list.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's in the mix. It's in the mix. There were some other good ones from that year that I didn't put on here, but Tara, that. So your number 4 was that. So I guess it's my
Yes.
turn again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stay in music, and it's the song "Killing Me Softly."
So good.
Is it on your list?
No, but it could have been.
Yeah. So I usually don't do a lot of double music. I didn't pick an album, but this I did. I could have picked that. I thought about picking that album, but the album itself is great, but it's not. That one song itself was such a massive thing, and it's still good. People, there's always someone karaoke in it, thinking they're great, and they're usually not, but it's still fun. Everyone wants to. I've never been mad at a person who karaoke that song. It's always fun. It's always good. Everyone sings along with it.
Lauryn Hill's awesome.
Lauryn Hill is in her moment at that point. I don't think Sister Act 2 was what? The year before? Year after? Year before? I don't know. We'll figure it out when we come across it because it's going to make our list. No, it's not. I think we already passed it.
Oh.
But anyway, Killing Me Softly was a massive. I mean, I remember we went on our Wyalusing. I was in 6th grade in 1996. In our class went on 6th grade trip to Wyalusing, they call it. And it was playing on the school bus, and like there was this couple of girls that were hot. They were singing along with them. Like I was horny for it. I was horny for that song. It was a horny song, even though it's not, I think, really a horny song.
It's not really.
But it was horny for me because all these girls that I had crushes on were singing it on the bus, looking cute. And you know what? When you go on a trip, like a school trip to like
this was an overnight trip.
Overnight camping trip for 2 nights in this camping trip, you really bond. You know, it's like it's almost like, you know, it's like those 3 days, it's like really like a couple months in like real time. But this shrinks everything down because you're with everyone so much, and you like people are in like bunk beds and there's showers, and you know they're just a bunk over taking showers. You're a horny young boy, and then you all sit around the fire. You know, you don't really like before that. You don't really hang out with boys and girls a ton, especially overnight, like 6th grade. So yeah, that was like a life-changing song and time for me.
It's a core memory.
It's a core memory for sure. I also had to play the trumpet. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I played trumpet back then, and we had to do fucking taps.
Oh.
When we took the flag down, it was super weird, but we did it each night, and we folded up the flag. Do you remember this? Do you remember doing that?
No.
Yeah. So it was me, I think, and Megan Moyer. And who's the third person? I want to say it was D. Bavery.
How long did you play trumpet?
2 years. 5th and 6th grade.
It's hard to play the trumpet.
Is that true? Yeah, because I did a viola for a year, and then I did trumpet. I think for I think 5th grade is when band started, right?
Yeah.
So 5th grade I did trumpet, and then 6th grade I was still doing trumpet, but I never practiced. One time my mouthpiece got stuck and I couldn't get it out, so I couldn't close the container or the box for it. We had like rented a used one. Mom and Dad knew I wasn't going to stick to it, and I couldn't bring it home. So I just left it there. So I just didn't practice it all for the whole year.
Yikes.
And then I was almost didn't get it. Wasn't allowed. The song, it wasn't really that hard, and I could pick it up enough to like play it. Like I couldn't memorize it, no fucking way, but I could play along by looking at the music. So I got decent enough where I got checked off where I was allowed to play. I probably terrible though. Tara, what's your number 3 thing from 19? Wait, did you do band or just?
I did orchestra, and then in band, I wanted to do percussion, but like the band lady wouldn't let me. She was kind of like, well, you don't really have that much experience. And I'm like, none of us do. So then I was like, I don't want to play any of the other instruments. So I didn't do it.
Sure. Yeah.
It could have been like freaking Meg White. But nope. No, I'm not. My number 3 thing of 1996.
Yeah.
The TV show Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold. Didn't make my
Hey
list, but it is a good
Arnold.
show.
Loved it. Loved the friendship. Loved the creepy Helga crush on Arnold. I love it. It was so good. Till this, like, until recently, thinking you wore a kilt and it's not. It's just a long shirt.
I thought it was a kilt his whole life. Yeah, it's just
I
like
know.
a shirt
Yeah.
hanging down long.
Thought it
But
was
I
a
always thought it
kilt
was a
my
kilt.
entire life.
Super weird.
Grandpa and grandma, total weirdos. The coolest bedroom in New York City, probably. I mean, it was awesome.
There wasn't any characters in that show that I had a crush on. No
No.
Helga Pataki.
Helga Dupataki.
Whatever the fuck her name was. Yeah, Hey Arnold was good. He has a little buddy,
Gerald.
Everyone that age's first black friend
Yep.
was Gerald. I guess maybe it was actually it was probably Susie
Oh, yeah.
because Rugrats was a couple years earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hey Arnold was awesome. I loved Hey Arnold. The great theme song. His football
Hey
ass head.
Arnold.
He had the coolest bedroom in the history of bedrooms.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh yeah, I missed it. I was trying to decide something on my list when you said that. I guess.
Yeah, but it was the coolest bedroom.
Yeah.
Like, his grandpa was such a weirdo. And grandma.
It was a weird show, but it was
It was
like it
good.
wasn't like weird like Ren and Stimpy and they would do stuff like that. I really was like, that's really fun. Like I wanted to like their adventures were fun.
Yeah.
It was like I wanted to be part of their crew.
Just when they would, like, play baseball in the city. That's always
yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah, they're always doing something city. I like that they were city kids. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was your number 3?
Yeah.
All right. My number 3 from 1996. Twister. The movie Twister. It was hard. There's a lot of movies from 96. There wasn't no like super. I loved Twister. It was like, there was like Jurassic Park and Twister were the 2 movies for me that were like, there's one other movie that year that I thought about, but Jurassic Park and Twister that year, or Jurassic Park wasn't that year, but were just like these big loud movies that we would watch in our dad got, Jimbo got this, like, he was a big sound system guy and we got a decent sized TV and then Jurassic Park was awesome to watch, and so was Twister.
Yeah.
Twister was amazing.
That
Helen Hunt.
subwoofer.
I had a crush on Helen Hunt for some reason. No, she looked good in her little like tank top.
Her little white shirt.
Her little white tank top. It didn't get wet. They're in these like storms and it barely got wet. What are we
Yeah.
doing, guys?
Come on, missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity, Helen Hunt.
Uh,
And it's weird that Helen Hunt was almost like a sex symbol there for a while.
yeah.
Super
she
weird.
was.
And then you obviously had Bill Paxton, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
And they were chasing goddamn tornadoes. Philip Seymour Hoffman, I loved his character in it.
Mhm.
Like someone was doing like a Philip Seymour Hoffman like list the other day. Like it's this podcast I listened to, and they just kind of like skipped over Twister. He's awesome in Twister. I
Yeah.
was like, that guy's cool. He was like Jack Black before Jack Black.
Yeah.
But then he became like a legit actor, and Jack Black kind of started taking those roles over. I feel
Yeah.
like, Philip Seymour Hoffman's awesome.
Oh, so
Twister's
good.
amazing. A couple of the tornado scenes are awesome, and I'm like, I can't lie, I'm excited for Twisters. It's like not a remake, but it's like a sequel. It looks almost like there's a lot that's going on that's the same.
Mhm.
I'm kind of very excited. Plus, it's got that handsome cat in it. What's his name? Have you not seen the Twisters trailer?
No.
Tara
But
Twister.
I heard about it.
It's the guy,
Is
the
it-
handsome guy right now. That's big.
Is it the guy that's in Maverick?
Yeah,
Glenn something.
Glenn Powell. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's in it as the Bill Pullman type of thing. Bill Paxton. Bill Pullman.
on,
was in it.
Drew.
Bill Pullman was also in a great
You
movie
did
that year,
it.
but I'm not going to mention just in case you picked it. Did you pick the Bill Pullman movie from that year?
No, but it is on my honorable mention. If
Yeah.
it was bomb picking, it would be on
Bill
our
Pullman,
list.
Independence Day. We can talk about it
Yeah.
now since we're talking Bills. Bill Paxton and Bill Pullman had big years for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Pullman was as the president in Independence Day. I loved Independence Day. Here's the thing: if I'm really thinking about it, when Independence Day came out, it was like the biggest thing in my life. I'd never seen
Yeah.
a movie that fucking rad. I was like, this is the coolest movie of all time.
It was super cool.
Like that first opening scene when the spaceship shows up, I was like, whoa.
That was such a good movie.
God, man. I have
Will
to,
Smith was awesome in it.
you know what? I'm going to change my number 3 pick. My number 3 pick is Bill Paxton and Bill Pullman killing it in my
Ooh,
2 favorite movies of the year.
I love it
So
because
my
people
number
always
3
confuse them.
People always confuse them, but my number 3 thing from 1996 was Bill Paxton and Bill Pullman in my 2 favorite action movies of the year. You had Twister, you had Independence Day, and it was because it was hard for me to pick one.
Yeah.
Those movies were awesome. Loved them. Saw them both in the theater. They were sick.
Mm-hmm. I mean, how fun was just like the cows flying through the air,
Cows flying through the air.
and then like the they're trying to get the tornado pick up these data pieces and then falling off. Like
Yeah,
I
it's fun.
said.
It was a shit show.
And then
Well-
the other guy, like totally stealing the idea, but his are squares.
And he's a dipshit. It's what's
Yeah.
his name from
Yeah, from whatever it's called, Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Yeah,
And he just plays a real good dickhead.
he does.
Plays a really good dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, Bill Paxton and Helen Hunter going through a divorce.
A divorce,
But in the end,
and he has
they fall in love
another.
again.
He has another lady in his life.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing other shit. He ain't even doing storm
Yeah,
chasing anymore. Oh, if you guys haven't seen Twisters about storm chasing.
yeah.
Tornadoes.
Twisties.
Twisties. Big twists. Tara, what's your number 2 thing from 96?
My number 2 from 1996 is the movie Matilda.
Matilda. I thought it
That
might make your list.
Movie.
It's so crazy that how much you love this movie. It just never has ever spoke to me ever.
Oh
Ever.
my gosh. It's one of those movies for me that if it's on, I could just watch it because it's just so fun for me. Miss Trunchbull is just the biggest bitch in the land. I mean, I know we just talked about this, so we don't have to go too much detail, but I just loved it. It's so good.
We talked about it?
Yeah, we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Just a
when we
little
were-
bit when we
Yeah.
talk about bad parents.
Bad parents,
Right.
the chokey, the chokey that was in the school where it had a bunch of like nails
Oh, yeah,
sticking
yeah.
out, and that's where she would like send the bad kids.
Yeah, it's a
into the
pretty wild
chokey.
movie. I should rewatch that movie. I haven't seen it in years. You know, it wasn't. She had a speech impediment. You know how I feel about that.
I do know how you feel about
It's
that.
hard for me to watch that movie.
Yeah.
The speech impediment to me is like you trying to listen to Jeff Bridges talk and
Oh God.
Boston accent.
Yeah. Every
I mean, he has a speech. I feel like he has a speech impediment.
maybe.
He always feels like he's talking on his tongue. He's a strange cat.
But yeah, there's magic in it. There's just like
Mhm.
fun. I don't know. It was just a
It's like a
It's
dark
just-
fairy tale, basically.
yeah, and it just kind of I don't know. It's great. I loved it.
Yeah. It's your top 5 in 96. It's fine.
Definitely.
My number 2 thing from 96, Tara, is it's the year that DVDs were created.
Ooh.
Digital video discs I had Twister on DVD. I had Independence, not right away, but those were some of the movies I got. First 2 DVDs our family ever owned. We wanted a DVD player badly. So my dad did. So he did a little trick and he got my mom a DVD player for her birthday. But he got Tombstone. Our first 2 DVDs were Tombstone and
Which
The
she
Patriot.
loved.
Tombstone and The Patriot were our first
Which-
2 DVDs.
Which I've not even seen The Patriot, which is
Mm.
crazy.
That's crazy. I don't even know if it's that good.
No.
It was good. I loved it when it came out. Listen, Mel
Tombstone, though.
was crushing the 90s.
Yeah.
Crushing the 90s. Not so much anymore, but he was crushing the 90s. But yeah, Tombstone was
You know who
amazing.
else was crushing 96?
Who?
John Travolta. He was in like 3 movies.
Phenomenon.
Yep.
What else?
Michael.
Was that the same year?
Yeah.
Those are kind of in the same vein of movie, I feel like.
They were.
Michael's a crazy movie, and
And
Phenomenon
Phenomenon.
also. Both
I for-
sad ass movies.
Yeah. Really
What was
sad.
the third movie?
I don't remember what it was called, but it was with Christian Slater.
Oh, Broken Arrow.
Hmm.
I love Broken Arrow.
Oh my God. Yesterday, somebody used Gleam in the Cube as like the actual term because they were talking about skateboarding. And I was just loving it. I'm
What a
like,
nerd.
"Ah!" I'm like,
Gleaming the Cube is the
Gleam
69.
in the
It
Cube. Yeah, exactly.
needs your 69ing.
Means
Get
you're
it together.
69.
So yeah, DVDs were awesome. That is the beginning. I love DVDs. I wish I still had all my DVDs. I didn't take good care of my DVDs. My dad
No.
has my DVDs. How many times can I say DVDs? Digital video
DVDs.
discs. They don't hold up well though.
No. They did
Bad
not.
media. Media worked
Yep.
great. Blu-ray. I never got into Blu-ray. Even though
Uh-uh.
basically it's just a DVD.
Yeah. Just better quality?
Yeah, I know. So it's just a higher quality.
Yeah. But yeah, we did a lot of burning of DVDs.
A lot of burning. Netflix. We had Netflix early on, and when ordered like where we could get 8 at a time in the mail. We basically get them and copy them and send them back.
Yep.
That day, it was nuts. We had so many burnt DVDs. I wonder if they still all work. They
Yeah,
gotta
I
work.
don't know.
A lot of them probably.
But
work.
again, like you said, we didn't take very good care of them, so they would get
No.
scratches.
Scratches. Too easy to scratch up.
Yeah.
What's your number one thing from '96, Tara?
My number one thing from 1996 is the Spice Girls debut album, Spice.
Spice by the Spice
I
Girls.
was obsessed. Wannabe was the first. That was not actually on it, but that was on.
That's
their
not on
second
that.
one.
That's on their
No.
second album, Spice World 2. Spice
That
World.
one's called Spice World.
Whew. That's Spice Girls came in my head, and that's the first one that comes in my head.
No,
Do you know that?
the first one is
Huh.
Wannabe. If you
I
wanna
know
be
Wannabe.
my lover.
Listen, when Wannabe came out, it was like it took the
That
fucking
video was
world,
fun too.
It took the world by storm.
Yes, it did.
I'm sorry, people can think that things are as big as they are bigger now. They just weren't.
No.
Because everything's so like everything now is so like separated and sectioned off on who digs it. Wannabe was huge among every age. It was massive. Everyone knew it. Everyone knew it. Kids,
And it's like
adults.
the little laugh that Melby's laugh going into it, and then it just kicking in, and you gotta stomp.
There were massive stars. I know everyone loves and knows who Taylor Swift is, but I don't know if she was bigger than that band was at that moment. They were
big.
so fucking huge.
They were amazing. Their album was great. I used to do
They're all-
concerts where I would
very-
just sing those
They
songs
were
to my
very
mom.
attractive.
All very attractive.
It's funny. I didn't like when it came out. I think I was into like Baby Spice and Posh Spice. I thought, and then Ginger Spice was like attractive, and I wasn't really into the other two. And then now I feel like Scary Spice is like the best, like most beautiful. Like she's so attractive. It's just like the way they like advertise them. That's not the way. And then Sporty Spice never was that attractive.
She really wasn't.
Was she a good singer though?
She had an interesting voice. It was like an interesting.
Who was the best
voice.
singer?
Probably Jerry. Ginger.
Jerry was the first one to like try to go solo, right?
Yes. Like when
And
I
then
think about it,
I
like Sporty maybe was the best singer with her interesting voice, but they weren't the greatest of singers.
No, it was a party.
They were just. It was a party.
It was
The
a party.
songs were super fun. They all had like a personality, like a character that they were playing, which was like
every
a
girl
fun
could try
thing.
to figure out which
Yeah,
one they
like
were.
and which
know
every
what?
girl did, because I was like, I'm a baby and I'm a Sporty Spice.
Did you see that they had like they got back together for a performance recently?
Oh, really?
Yeah, but Posh wasn't there.
Yeah, she.
Little bitch.
The thing about it is she's like not a good singer at all or a dancer. So,
So
she
it's
was
fine.
just hot as shit. So
I just don't think they care about her. They probably don't care that she's not there.
right.
My number one thing from 1996, Tara, was the Nintendo 64.
I knew you were
The
going to say
Nintendo
that.
64, baby. 1996 changed my. It was like my favorite. Man, is it my favorite video game system I ever owned? I think so. First game I got was not my favorite game.
No, that's what ended my career.
It was Turok.
Turok.
We've talked about this
We've
before.
talked about it.
It was like this first-person shooter with it was like dinosaurs and like natives. It was weird.
It was like you couldn't even really. It was hard too.
It was hard, and it was like not that. The graphics weren't that good.
No, and it was
When I
like,
should have just got Mario
you would
64.
you'd hear him like running, and you could just see the hands.
Yeah.
It's like that's like grunting.
Yeah, it was grunty. It was like early on first person shooter, and it was like kind of crazy.
It was not good.
Yeah, I played it a lot there for a while, but it was like really it was weird.
I tried to,
weird.
and I was like, I don't get it.
Should have got Mario 64. Eventually Mario Kart we got. I don't think we ever had Mario Kart or Mario 64. We just played them. No, we had Mario Kart.
I don't remember. Did we? Is that the one that we had the steering wheel for?
Yes.
That's the
What?
only game I would play. It was, what was it called? California something?
San Francisco Rush.
San Francisco Rush. Yes. That was like the only thing I ever played. That was your first special gift, I feel. And then mine was a boatload of CDs.
Hold on a second. What the fuck?
What?
I don't know what that was. Nothing. I'll talk to you about it off air. Yeah, San Francisco Rush. Nintendo 64 was awesome. I missed what you said there. I'm so sorry.
I said that I feel like your first special gift was
Oh yeah, our dad started doing this thing called special gifts.
yeah.
And basically, like we'd have Christmas, and then he like forgot to wrap something one year, and I think he bought it with like his he was doing fantasy football way before most people. He had to like look up the stats like
Oh yeah.
in the
He'd buy
newspaper
the
and shit.
books.
But yeah, well the books went on for years, but
Oh.
like it wasn't like ever. He didn't have a website doing it for him. Someone had to do it each week and tell him who won and shit like that, and they'd have to keep track of who scored what. But he won it one year, and he bought us a gift like out of his winnings, basically. And he started doing that. It became the Jim Mellon special gift. He did it for a long time.
Every once in a while, he'll throw a new one.
Every once in a while,
at
he'll do one. Yeah.
But it was always like the special gift.
The special, like we
his
always were
mom's
ready for-
sitting there. His mom's like
bought
sitting there who bought
went and
literally
shopped for
everything.
everything else.
Oh God.
The 64.
Steering wheel.
I don't remember that. I don't think it was a Christmas gift. I think
It was because I remember you got that, and I got like a bunch of CDs.
No, the 64 wasn't though.
Oh
the
no,
steering wheel was.
No, the 64 wasn't. We bought the 64
Yeah,
together.
we did,
You
right?
said.
We bought the Super Nintendo together for sure. Maybe
Oh.
we bought the 64 together too. I don't think so though. I think it was a
either.
gift we got like combined. They bought it for us.
And
I
you're
don't remember
like,
exactly.
"Let's
I don't
get
remember
this-
how the 64 worked.
Let's get this absolutely terrible game.
Terrible game.
I
Well, my
hear
brain's
it's
like, well,
so
let's
good.
play the other games from the Hellers. We'll just borrow them. Never really did that though.
No.
So yeah, that was our 1996 list. Let's see, we got no autos, no Hall of Fames. But we got some honorable mentions, I would imagine. Let me pull it up here.
I have like a million.
Yeah. You want to start with some stuff?
Sure. I'll start with movies. Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Mich-
To me, it's awesome.
It's awesome.
It's
It's-
borderline an auto to me. It's
yeah.
borderline an auto, even though it didn't make my list.
I know. I'm like
But it's
looking at this and I'm like, Happy Gilmore or Matilda? Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
I change it. My number, okay, changing. My number 2 is actually Happy Gilmore.
Love it. I'm not getting rid of my Bills because Independence Day and
Yeah, no.
Twister were sick, but Happy Gilmore might be a Hall of Fame, Tara.
Yeah.
I think we just put it on. You don't have to put it on this. Let's just put it in the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Yeah.
Billy Madison's
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore, but Happy Gilmore is a Hall of Fame.
Yes.
We loved
is.
We loved it.
I ate pieces of shit like you
A
for
piece of shit
breakfast.
for breakfast. The amount of times we've watched that scene is more than anything we've ever watched in any other movie in our
Anything.
lives,
Yeah.
probably.
I mean,
Except for maybe Benji
oh,
running from the wolf and the wolf jumping off the cliff.
yes.
Maybe the only thing we've watched more in a movie.
God, we were sick. We were so little doing that and just jumping off the couch.
It was so funny to us.
I know. Oh yeah, there's so many good things from that movie.
Happy Gilmore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the hell?
You know
Mister!
You know what breakfast?
No, yeah.
That scene when you find out that he banged the old
Yeah.
Asian lady. It's
Yeah.
funny. I watched that back now, and I'm like, she's not even that old.
No.
I'm like, she's probably my age now, and I'm like, she's kind of hot.
Mhm.
I'm like,
Till the night closes. Like, yeah, I know. Yep. Okay. Mission Impossible. Scream.
I have Scream. Mission Impossible I didn't put down for some reason, but I did see it.
The Craft.
Scream. Scream's another
Scream.
one that like changed my life.
Love it.
I was like so scared of it.
The
It was so
Craft.
good. Craft was really
Freaking
fun.
loved it.
Love The Craft.
The Birdcage. Great. Love it.
Yep.
Kingpin.
Yep. Another really funny movie.
First
Just
Wives
the last
Club.
scene. Just the last bowling scene.
Yeah.
Bill Murray going wild.
First Wives Club. Loved it.
I thought you might put that on there.
Biodome. Loved it.
Oh yeah, that's an. I mean, come on, Tara. Would you rather? Would you rather that? Would you rather? David Spade, put Jello pudding in his mouth and drooled it down your butt crack and then caught it on the other end, or would you rather that the weasel himself, Pauly Shore, did that? We know the answer. It's
The
Pauly
Wease.
Shore.
Yeah.
The weasel. And then he's
Because
literally
I feel like that's
wheezing the juice.
yeah. Because I feel like for him that's just like something
What
he would do.
He would do, yeah.
David Spade, I'd be like, okay, creep.
Okay, creep. Hey, creep. I
Okay,
just
creep.
love it. I like to you that David Spade's more of a creep than Pauly Shore.
Oh,
Because that guy is such a creep.
I know, but it's just him.
Biodome. I loved Biodome. It's the first time I learned about the song Men with Hat Safety Dance with men without hats. I loved that song.
Yes.
That movie, the babes in that movie, holy Toledo.
Yeah. Kylie Minogue.
Kylie Minogue, and then the other girl.
Kylie Minogue and the other girl.
It's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Bad, but it's great.
Exactly. The Cable Guy. Fucking
Cable
awesome.
Guy, yep. I had Cable Guy on here.
That Thing You Do.
Yep. Fun movie.
So fun. Jack. Sad as fuck, but
Jack
good.
is so good. We've been talking about watching Jack around here because Miranda's never seen it.
It's sad. Black Sheep.
Black Sheep, yep. Not as good as Tommy Boy.
Nope.
And it's like not as good as and it's not as close to Tommy Boy as like
Exactly.
Billy
Happy
Madison
Gilmore and Happy Gilmore.
Billy
Yes.
Billy Gilman.
Billy Gilman.
And
One
Billy
voice was heard.
Billy Gilman and Happy Gilmore were really close. No, those two, Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, are like so close.
1A,
too
1B.
cool to me. Where Black Sheep isn't quite there. It's good, but it's not even close to
No,
Tommy
not
Boy.
even close.
Tommy Boy's awesome.
So yeah, that's what I got.
That's what I got. A couple missed. Fargo came out that year. I do love Fargo.
I forgot.
The Rock, another action movie that I was obsessed with was The Rock. Do you remember The Rock?
I never saw it.
Oh, that's crazy to me. You would love Terry. You would love The Rock. Sean Connery, Nick Cage. Come on, welcome. Hold on, I do a really good Sean Connery. Hold on.
All right.
Fuck you, you fucking bastard. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Fuck you, you fucking bastard. Did you know I could do perfect Scottish?
No. Fuck.
Welcome
you.
to The Rock.
Welcome to
Holy shit, Drew.
The
Are you
Rock.
Tara, are you like is Bond? Hold on. Fuck you, you fucking bastard. Bond. James Bond. God damn, he's good. Ransom. Another big
hated
Ransom
that
was
movie.
Give me back my son.
Give me back my son.
I try not to yell. I usually do it really good, but I don't want to yell too loud. Hold on. Give me back my son. That was perfect. That might be the best I've said it in years. Holy shit. Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh yes.
Those are some of my favorites from that year. Sleepers is on there. Weird one to be a favorite.
Ugh.
Super dark movie. You've seen Sleepers,
So
right?
dark. Yes.
So dark, but it's a good movie. But it's like fucked up.
We saw it way too young. Way too young.
Oh, I saw it like when it came out.
Yeah.
I saw it in like 97 probably.
Because I probably like have not seen it really since, and it still sticks with me.
Oh man, it's fucking wild.
There's
It's
a lot of
wild.
names in that movie.
Lot of names. Lot of names.
A lot of names.
Couple songs that definitely Pony was 96.
100%.
Pony. How good it Pony's like Pony's almost an auto.
Almost an auto. Almost an auto.
And a couple things you mentioned before, I Believe I Can Fly. I Believe I Can Fly was 96.
I know.
Such a good song. I didn't name a bunch of stuff from like the Fugees album and
No.
the Spice Girls album. Let Me Clear My Throat.
Let me clear my throat.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. This is not as embarrassing as our California Love. And then
Oy,
Return of
oy,
the
oy.
Mac. Come on, Return of the
Return of the
Mac.
Mac, yes.
How I didn't know how good Return of the Mac was
It's
until I
good.
did.
Celine Dion, It's All Coming Back to Me.
I don't. It's all. How's that go?
It's all coming back, all
Oh,
coming
yeah.
back to me now.
Good one.
There were nights of endless pleasure. That's a scream
Big
song.
on TikTok right now. Big on TikTok.
Oh,
right now.
really?
Yeah. People use it a lot as like a. It's one of those ones where people do the same bit because they're uncreative.
Oh. Unbreak My Heart, Tony Braxton. Look the fuck out.
Oh yeah, Tony Braxton
The
performing
pain.
at
the pain.
the Grammys, I think it was, and how like leggy, just thick-legged she was. Whoo, teeny Braxton.
Is that what you called your wiener? Oh,
Yep.
God. Coolio, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I saw that. There was a lot. I just kind of grabbed 4 huge ones, but you got more?
No Diggity, Blackstreet.
Yeah. That's in that same like,
Yeah.
Let Me Clear My Throat, Return of the Mac.
No Diggity.
Almost like,
Nope. Oh. Shorty, get down, get low. Oh, that was the ugliest face I've ever made in my life.
well, what about TV shows?
Everybody Loves Raymond.
I got Raymond as an honorable mention.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
I didn't put it on there, but it did exist.
Seventh Heaven. I watched it so much. It was
Seventh Heaven is so
so
good.
wild.
I would do a podcast about Seventh Heaven if there wasn't a guy that already does
know.
like a great recap of each episode. Just like he's so good at it
He
that I
is
would
really
never
good
even
at it.
try to fuck with it.
No.
The
Crocodile Hunter.
Crocodile Hunter, masterpiece.
So good. All right.
So good.
And The Daily Show.
Yeah, I had The Daily Show and Judge Judy both.
Yeah.
Like as a combo of being just like these two shows that have been around for a long time that were just kind of like, kind of almost like staples over the years.
I mean, Judge Judy is literally Tori's favorite show. She watches it every single day of her life. I'm not even kidding you when I say that.
What's the new show she has called?
Judge Judy.
Doing the Judge.
I don't.
It's not called Judge Judy.
Doing the Judge.
Doing the Judge. Let's do the Judge. Doing the Judge.
I don't know what it's called, but
it's called something. Something Judy. Judy Justice, I think it's called.
Judy Justice. She has lots of.
I believe it's on Freevee.
Because why not?
Because they paid her a bunch of fucking Amazon paid her a buttload of money.
Yes, exactly.
A couple missed. Kablam came out.
Kazam.
Kablam. I'm talking about fuck. I don't care about Kazam. Kablam came out on Snick.
Oh.
Or no, Friday. It was the Friday show. What was the Friday show called?
It was called Up All Night. Just kidding.
No, that was a great show though. No, Kablam had like really. I really loved Kablam on Nickelodeon. Arthur was also 1996.
And his fist.
And then for some reason I saw this that Doug came out
on Disney.
Disney
Doug. It's so bad.
They like switched it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that happened.
It was so bad.
I think that's all I got for 1996. Oh wow, it's an hour and 27 all of a sudden. How the fuck did that happen? Our lists are long. We go a long time with our lists.
The only other thing that I have is Inventions, the Tamagotchi. It was huge.
Yeah. For you, I didn't put it on my list, but
the Tickle Me Elmo is also huge. Not for me, but just for society. Yep. Like that thing went viral.
Yeah, it was huge.
And then the only other person that I put on my Rookies, T.O.
Nice.
And Joe Burrow was born. And I like
Joe Burrow was born.
Seems like a cool dude.
Joe Burrow was born in 1996. Nice. Tara, do you have anything else you want to add before I read emails? Any grievances? Any hard-hitting questions? Anything of that nature? I have
2 quick things.
Let's hear them.
One of them I'm not going to bring up because it's just annoying. It's an annoying thing that happened. So never mind. I have one thing.
All right.
This day, 13 years ago,
on
February 18th, 2011, I wrote on Facebook, The Rock is wrestling again, ... And it's about time.
What? Timely though, because The Rock is back and he's going to wrestle.
And he's like
at
a bad guy
WrestleMania
now, isn't he? He's like a heel.
Well, not really. He's only a heel in the way that people are annoyed in this, like in like real life. Like,
Oh,
he's not being a bad guy; he's just being himself.
sure,
But he's been a heel in his life,
sure.
for like a real heel. But it's more that they're like, we don't want, like, what are you doing? Think you can just come back? But
Right.
they're all gonna watch it and jeez over it because they
Because
all
I
are
saw-
rooting for
didn't-
Cody
I
Rhodes
was
right now.
gonna say, didn't Cody Rhodes lose his spot or something for something?
Something like that. But I think they'll figure that out. I
Yeah.
don't think it's really gonna happen because WrestleMania is 2 nights, so I think there'll be one of them fights the first night, and then one of them will fight the second night. Because here's the thing: is the guy that's the champ has been the champ for a long time.
And Cody Rhodes, not great on the mic, a great wrestler.
He is good on the mic.
But sometimes he's got his speech
You just
impediment.
don't like his speech impediment. He's good on the mic though. He's got good stuff. He's
know.
good. He's good.
I really like Cody Rhodes. I was
I like
bummed
Cody
when
Rhodes.
AEW lost him.
Yeah,
They didn't want to pay him.
I hate it.
But then also the AEW fans are being total sea bags about it
Yeah,
and like booing him.
I don't love AEW fans. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Should I talk about the controversial thing or no? Not
What is
enough
it?
time. So you know how Beyonce is coming out. She is
Her
coming
country
out
song-
with her
her
country
country album?
album.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there was some radio station in Oklahoma that like wasn't gonna play it, which is super stupid. And then they had on the One America channel, which is like the Fox News on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about it with the Dukes of Hazzard, John Schneider. He was in the Dukes of Hazzard, and he basically was like, "Yeah, well, first she was like, the liberals are trying to like get into country music, which it's like, what are you talking about? Country music is not a political party, for one. And for two, the guy was like, yeah, all these like leftists they're like dogs trying to mark their territory everywhere. So everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm just like, what is wrong with these people? Like, one,
They're
Beyonce.
racist. Can we be honest?
That's what
they're
it is.
racist.
They're
They're just
racist.
racist.
They're totally racist. I'm
They're
like,
just racist. I don't even think there's much to unpack there. I think
But
they're racist.
I
They're just
just-
racists.
when I heard it, I'm like, well, Beyonce's from Texas. So like she grew up with country music and
I mean, one of the most
country.
famous country singers of all time is Ray Charles.
Yeah.
He's a country music singer. That's how he got his start.
They love Darius Ruckers though.
Dude, they're just
It's
racist.
so
dipshits.
insane. I'm like, what? And like Beyonce's song, I gotta tell you, it's a little catchy. It's fun.
I haven't heard either of them yet. I'll check them out. I'll check them out for next week, and we'll talk
Do
about
it.
them. We'll talk about them next week. Do you want to watch a movie next week?
Sure.
I was just trying to think. The only one you hadn't seen was, you know what one I didn't mention? Daylight was a movie that came out that year where Sylvester Stallone and they went on an underground tunnel opened up. It might have been in New York, and something happened where it like flooded and both ends were like they were trapped inside and they had to get out.
No.
And Sly Stallone was.
No.
I'm not going to tell you to watch it, but I forgot to mention it. I was like, because I'm like, what movie? The only one you hadn't seen is The Rock. The Rock is fun. I think you'd like The Rock a lot, to be quite honest. I think it was like the best Nicolas Cage movie of that era. Like, you've seen Face Off, right?
Yeah.
So Face Off was like silly, but The Rock was kind of awesome. And let me see if it's available anywhere. The Rock. The Rock.
The Rack.
1996. It is maybe not available. We might have to, if you have to rent it, I'm not going to make you watch it. Bummer. I don't think you can rent it, watch it anywhere.
Is there anything from 97?
I don't know what I don't like to do
let me
that because
look.
then
Let me just look quick. And I'll tell you. I'll use my phone so I can
God,
actually.
The Rock is so good. While you do that, I'm going to read an email while you look
Okay.
that up. We only have one email. We're recording a day earlier than normal, so some of our normal people aren't going to get it in. Miranda just sends them when she's done listening, basically. So 1996, early emails from Miranda. Hey guys, don't forget to email us at MELLONfights, MELLON fights at gmail.com. Tell other people, hey, don't forget to CC someone and say, hey, you should email this podcast and ask some questions. You don't even have to listen. I just want to answer some random questions I think would be funny. So try that. Please do that. If someone does that this week, they're our new MVP listener.
We'll
Drew and
send you
Tara,
something.
Yeah, we'll send you something. I kind of see the Lee Harvey Oswald, Brock Purdy thing, not 100%, but they have some similar features. Yeah, I guess it's something. So far, I don't like 2 of your 3 Mount Rushmores. I only like What About Bob? Okay, well, you're wrong.
What?
Reese's Puff. She doesn't like Reese's Puff cereal. She only basically eats Honey Nut Cheerios, and she doesn't like Billy Madison, which whatever. She also said she got the ick when I sang California Love. Okay, well, I got the ick when you said the ick. Nothing makes me feel more ick than someone saying something has the ick.
Yes.
Agreed?
Yeah. Me and some of my customers were just talking about how we hate it so much.
The Broad City baby scene is wild and makes me so uncomfortable. I want Tara to see it, but I don't think she can handle it. Also,
I mean, I've definitely seen it.
She's seen it. Tara's seen the whole show. I just couldn't. She just doesn't remember it.
I'm sure the second I'd see it, I'd be like, "Yep, hate."
Now and Then is a great movie with a great soundtrack. Drew's judgment is not needed. I agree with Tara about wanting to be born then. I always think that when I watch it. Okay.
I feel like Marida's ripping us apart today.
No. What year is Now and Then supposed to take place?
In like the 50s or 60s or 70s. I don't know.
Okay.
When it was, 20 years from 90s. Well.
So yeah, the night. 60s,
maybe like 25 years from.
Top 5 from 96. Arthur was her number 5. 4 was Tamagotchis. 3 was Spice. Shout out to the 2 Wannabe.
Yeah.
2 is Pony. And 1 is Matilda. Okay. Honorable mentions from Dusk Till Dawn, Independence Day, That Thing You Do, Everybody Loves Raymond, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Dexter's Laboratory, Hey Arnold, Always Be My Baby, No Diggity, Ready or Not, and The Notebook. Book was published. Nerd alert. I read books.
The book
I'm
was
a book
published.
reader.
I loved it.
I think I picked a book once. Didn't I pick Jurassic Park book?
Book? Goosebumps, probably.
Oh, fuck yeah. When did Goosebumps start? I'll look it up. Goosebumps. Books. I can't write. Tara. Oh, no. That was 96. The first one that came up was 1996. 1992, so I missed out.
I thought you said Goosebumps.
I don't think so. Maybe I did. Maybe you're right.
I think you did.
I'll have to go back and look. Let's go back and look. Anyway, what did you find? Did you find anything from 97?
No.
I thought The Rock was available to stream. You would like it. It might be.
Is Face Off available?
You've seen Face Off.
I don't actually think I have.
Face Off is awesome, but it's not as good as
The
Rock. But it's more fun maybe than The Rock.
How much is it?
It's like $379.
I think I can handle $379.
Face Off. Hold on. It's free though. I like the freeness. Face Off was 97, and it was. It looks like it. No, you have to have like AMC Plus, I think.
I don't have that.
Oh no, Paramount Plus.
Well, we all know how good that works.
Well, we can try that, and if it doesn't work, we can do The Rock.
Okay.
So try Face Off. Otherwise, we'll try The Rock.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen Face Off. If you ask me here's the thing. If you say what's Face Off about, I would say people switch faces.
Yep.
But I don't really know why or.
Well, you're about to find out when you watch Face Off.
Okay.
Hey, Tara.
Hey, Drew.
Stay dry.
Stay dry.
Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Melon
Melon
fights.
fights.
Super long still. What's wrong with us?
Suck.